Good morning. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. How are you? A lot's going on. We we have breaking news. So I'm trying to talk about the news. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you? How you feeling? Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the latest immigration news. If you have a question, just please put it in the comment section. It's going to be hectic, but we still have to talk about the news because that's what's going on. Hello, how are you? Good morning, Johnny Normal. How are you? How are you feeling this morning? We want to talk about the latest immigration news. As you see the title, a lot is going on. But uh, I'm trying to put it in the comment. Sorry, in on my IG for sharing purposes. Okay. You should do the same too. Put it on my IG. You should share my let me share it. You should share it so that we can get a lot of people to talk about what's going on. As you know already, special agent to make arrests at USCIS. Yes, we're gonna talk about that. And military lawyers as immigration judges. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah. To fill out fill I think, to be honest, if we have military judges as lawyers, as military lawyers as judges, what is the goal really? To be honest, I'm trying to find out what is the goal. Okay, let's start with sharing the screen first. Okay, if you go on the USCIS, you'll see DHS terminate 2021 designated of Venezuela for temporary protected status. We'll talk about it, but let's talk about this one first. USCIS to add special agent with new law enforcement authorities. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service is now authorized to expand its law enforcement authorities, and newly minted USCIS 1811 classified officer, commonly known as special agent, 1,811 officers will be empowered to investigate, arrest, and present for prosecution those who violate America's immigration laws under the final rule. So basically, if your case gets to that type of officer, he has the right to arrest you, to investigate, and prosecute. Okay, basically filing with the immigration court once they find that they have accusations against you. They'll file in immigration court. Okay. In the final rule, the DHS authority provided to USCIS include making arrests, carrying firearms, executing search and arrest warrant, and other powers standard for federal law enforcement. Making arrests because they'll have firearms like guns. This will allow USCIS to implement Homeland Security delegation of certain law enforcement authorities. So basically, they're delegating the authority of the police to them because they call them special agent at this point. They can arrest, prosecute, charge, investigate. USCIS has always been an enforcement agency. That's what they're saying. I guess I thought USCIS was an adjudication agency, but okay, we'll take that. Has always been an enforcement agency. And that's what they will do. Okay. USS may have greater capacity to support DHS efforts by handling investigation from start to finish instead of referring certain cases to Homeland Security. They will do that themselves instead of referring it to the DHS. USCIS will do it themselves. This will allow IHSI and ERO to focus on disrupting transactional crime and capturing and deporting illegal aliens. So basically, they are going to do that so that ICE, HSI, and ERO will be focusing their job on deportation. Okay. USCIS plan to recruit and train special agents who will exercise the additional law enforcement authority. Okay. Okay. So that's the news. Let me know what you think about this first news. And the second news is about DHS terminates 2021 designated of Venezuela for temporary protected status. And on this chat room too, I saw some lawyers talking about receiving notice to appear in court for the client of Venezuela that had those temporary protected status. Okay. The termination will be effective 60 days after the publication of the Federal Register notice. 60 days after it's effective. You always have that period, grace period of 60 days, but some lawyers are reporting that DHS is already sending them to removal without considering the 60 days grace period. That's bad. But anyway, at least 6 days before it expired, the Secretary of Homeland after consultation. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Let me see. Let me get question first. Okay, I have a question here. If you're in removal proceeding, you can't file I-601A. You have to either terminate removal proceedings or administratively close the case. Because I-601A, you have to terminate removal proceedings or administratively close the case. Otherwise, you're not eligible for I-601A. So the moment you say removal proceedings, can you file? You cannot. You're not eligible for it. Okay, that's just number one. First, you have to know if you're eligible. Person who's in removal proceedings is not eligible unless their case is administratively closed or the removal has been terminated. They're not eligible for I-601A. That's just number one. Is it safe? That I don't know. But if you're not eligible to start with, you're not going to apply anyway. Okay. So, that's the number one news. Let me see if I can put the banner here for people, because people always say I don't see the number, I don't see this. Okay. So moving on to the second news. Oh, the third news, by the way. This is the third news. The third news is about military lawyers as immigration judges. Okay. This is bad as well. Because really, why would you want military lawyer as judges? Interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we have yeah, I want to talk about it, but I have to see that. Oh, policy alert on good moral character. Um, okay. Let me see this one. I have to share this one. Let me share this one. We're going to talk about it. Let me share it. Okay. We have policy alerts, okay? Good moral character, unlawful voting, and falsely claiming U.S. citizenship in naturalization context. They want to talk about the Form N-400 application for naturalization, some updates, okay? This is the highlight. The policy affirmed that USCIS considers an alien to have falsely claimed to be U.S. citizen if the alien affirmatively indicates that he or she is a U.S. citizen. On your paperwork, anywhere on the application for the purpose of getting a job or for any other purposes, if you indicated that you are a U.S. citizen affirmatively, yes, then there's no waiver for that, right? Just know that. If the alien registered to vote, an alien has the burden to prove that the registration form did not contain a question about whether the alien is a U.S. citizen or the alien did not indicate in response to such question that she is a U.S. citizen. If by mistake you registered to vote, it means you're a U.S. citizen, right? In federal election, or maybe some in some states too, including state election. But the thing is, in order to prove that you didn't claim U.S. citizenship, you have to prove, the burden is on you to prove that the registration form did not contain a question about whether you are a U.S. citizen, or you have to put that you did not indicate that you are a U.S. citizen on the voter registration. That, at that point, they might bypass that. Provide that an alien who falsely claimed to be U.S. citizen for the purpose of benefiting, including register to vote, you will be issued notice to appear unless you meet the exception in 37A3D2. Provide that an alien applying for naturalization who has voted in violation of any federal law, state, or local constitution provision, statute, ordinance, and regulation will be issued a notice to appear. Okay, provided after notice deny the naturalization application based on the existence of pending removal proceeding against the alien. Yeah. So at that point, 2 USCIS would deny the application because the removal proceedings is pending. So basically, you have to sort out that removal proceeding first to go back to the application, unless it's based on military services. Yeah, so just don't claim to be U.S. citizen if you know you're not, because there's no waiver available for that. It's just like there's no waiver available for that. Yeah, that's it. Um, let's see. Do we have anything else? By the way, if you're in the system and you want to ask your question, this is the time. Please ask your question as we are moving along. Let's see if we have another question, another news to share. Oh, okay. This is the thing about military lawyers, right? Serving as U.S. citizen, sorry, as immigration judges. This is the news about it. Let me share. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. The Pentagon authorizes up to 600 military lawyers to serve as temporary immigration judges. That's the news. Defense Secretary, it came this news came on Tuesday, right? Defense, because yesterday was on the 3rd. Defense Secretary has approved sending, sorry, has approved sending up to 600 military lawyers to the Department of Justice to serve as temporary immigration judges. The military will begin sending groups of 150 attorney, both military and civilian, to the department as soon as practicable. Should have the first round of people identified by next week. Wow. They're turning to the military to crack down on illegal immigration. And to ramp up arrest and deportation, it's going whole in the push, including troops patrolling in the U.S.-Mexico border. Okay, that left about, at the same time, more than 100 immigration judges have been fired or left voluntarily. That's why now they fired some and some just left. Now they're trying to replace with temporary judges who do not have immigration law experience and they happen to be in the military. Yeah, just imagine the combination of all that. Okay. In the most recent round of termination, the International Federation said in July, at least 17 immigration judges have been fired without cause in court across the country, without cause. Yeah, so that's why you see things that are going up and down because the yeah, we're gonna stop sharing here. Those are the breaking news we have here Really breaking news. Okay. Let's see if we have something. Okay. This is good news, at least this one. Federal appellate panel reject Trump deportation. That at least this one is better. Yeah, the federal appellate panel reject Trump deportation under wartime law. Remember that Alien Enemy Act has been blocked again. Okay. ICE is showing up to interview parents hoping to reunite with their children who enter US alone. ICE detained woman with green card who passed US citizenship exam. What the hell? Yeah, so I'm waiting for your questions. Do you have questions? Do you have questions, additional questions? Oh, we have questions here. Okay, sorry. I didn't see those questions. Okay, I'm from Pakistan. Oh, thanks. Welcome. Is that normal for violating? Yeah, they're sending those letters to people because that's what now the law says. It's a new law. So they're gonna send a violation of order of removal or violation of or overstaying the visa. They're sending fine, and your relative is only 3,000. Some people are getting like 1 million, 2 million. So, yep, they're doing it. They are doing it. They're doing it. I didn't see those questions. Keep talking here. Yeah, I guess we are done, right? With what we were supposed to say. We're done with what we're supposed to say. That's it for today. I need to just go back to what I was doing. Yeah, I just thought this news is kind of interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop for now because they don't have more questions. Okay, we come back if we get more news. But that was it for today. Bad news, but that's what it is.